Hello, welcome to Joy News today here on myjoyonline.com. My name is Carlos Kaloni. Now, in our headline, NPP presidential hopeful and former energy minister Boakye Ejako dismisses media report suggesting that he has stepped down for his close contender Adainimo. We have more. Meanwhile, party leadership in crunch meeting to decide the fate of both candidates in proceedings with their status in contesting for the flag bearership position of the party. We are live at the party's headquarters. Also, Bugrinabu authenticated leak tape allegedly detailing plot to oust IGP, confirms 2 other police officers at a meeting in his office at Oso. We have details from Parliament. And 2023 edition of the biggest street art festival in West Africa, Chalewote, ends with multiple events as thousands troop to the Black Star Square to participate in the annual celebration of art and culture. Details plus business, sports, world news, and showbiz all in this hour. Stay tuned. My name is Carlos Kaloni. Now, the camp of Boakye Ejako is dismissing media reports suggesting that he has stepped down for his close contender, Adainimo. Both candidates earned the same vote from the result of last Saturday's Super Delegate Conference. Now, this leaves the party with 6 presidential hopefuls instead of the 5 they were expecting at the end of the polls. To determine the way forward on which of the 2 takes the 5th slot on the ballot sheet for the party's upcoming conference, the NPP is holding a crucial meeting after the unexpected tie. Meanwhile, proud to a decision from the party on the prevailing development, media reports are suggesting Boakye Ejako has stepped down for Adainimo to take the 5th slot. A statement from Boakye Ejako's camp has since dismissed the report. Benjamin Ashite is campaign spokesperson for Boakye Ejako. He spoke with Samuel Kujo Brace a while ago. Okay, so you can see the statement there. Said, disregard any false information. I'm ready for the runoff. My attention has been drawn to some false claims and reports that I, Boakye Ejako, has withdrawn from the NPP presidential primaries. I have not made any such pronouncement with anyone or any media house. I am ready for the upcoming runoff scheduled for Saturday, September 2. Let's now take you to the NPP headquarters in Adabraka for an update on the meeting to decide the fate of both Boakye Ejako and Adainimo contesting for the flag bearership. Let's now listen to Bernard Ashite.
200,000 votes at the grassroots. And I'll tell you that less than 1,000 of 200,000 is not a good sample for you to use this super delegate election to judge that your performance in the super delegate election will actually reflect in the November 4th election. We still believe that the party people are at the grassroots, and they are waiting for Honorable Boakye Ejako to come to them, to talk to them, because he is a man who has always been giving party, the NPP party, public policies to win elections. So he knows what the ordinary Ghanaian wants, and he's ever ready to give it to ordinary Ghanaian to solve the ordinary Ghanaian problem. Okay. What we are saying from the camp of Honorable Boakye Ejako is that we don't see anybody as the enemy. We see poverty as the #1 enemy in Ghana, and that is what we are trying to eradicate or at most reduce.
Will you be surprised if your boss decides to step down for Adainimo?
yes, I was surprised because of what we have discussed this morning, but yet there is nothing impossible.
Okay. So once there's nothing impossible, it means that your boss can decide to step down for Ada anymore and you won't be surprised.
I said I will be surprised considering our discussion this morning. But like I said, there's going to be a meeting between the two. So I want to know what will go on, and then we'll take it up from there. Whatever happens, we will think of the betterment of the party, the betterment of our candidates, Honorable Achijaku, and of course, Honorable Adainimo.
Meanwhile, disappointed NPP presidential hopeful Kojo Poku says he is still a beacon of hope and needs to step back and re-strategize for the party's next elections. He has also condemned the assault on Northeast Regional Coordinator during the NPP Super Delegate Conference conducted last Saturday. He spoke on AM Show with Samuel Kojobres.
It is an internal process, like I said, and the internal delegates who are supposed to basically tell me, Kojo Poku, that look, we accept your message, we want this kind of relationship, we want to be with you, and we want you to help us when we are in need. Clearly said that no, we don't need that. We don't want that kind of politics. We are happy with the politics that we have, and you coming in and telling us these things, for me, we are not interested. So I have to go back and strategize. Maybe in my next rodeo in this thing, I will be like everybody else. Basically, don't pick calls and return messages, and basically just get resources to deploy on the day. I think that is what will help. I couldn't go to Kumasi because I was in the Western region. And maybe if I've gotten people in, if I have been able to go to Kumasi, and basically, I would have basically been a different story. But look.
Now, still on the NPP Super Delegate Conference, all 5 shortlisted candidates of the New Patriotic Party flag bearership position should reach a consensus for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to lead the party in the 2024 general election. That's the view of Nana Afriyie, Member of Parliament for Afriyie Asokore and Ashanti Regional Coordinator of the Bawumia campaign team. He believes Dr. Bawumia's massive victory in all 17 polling stations, especially in the Ashanti region, is an indication of victory on November 4th. There's more in the following report.
At the end of polls in the Ashanti region, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia swept 97 votes, representing 82% of the total votes cast, followed by Alan Chimateng, Kennedy Ejapon, and Owusu Afriyie Akoto. Victory for the Vice President in the Ashanti region meant so much for his campaign team. According to the DMB Ashanti Regional Campaign Coordinator, Nana Afriyie, the victory of the Vice President in the Ashanti region indicates that the region does not vote on tribal lines.
We are impressed. Out of 10, we had 8.2. Of the 10 people contesting, about 8 of them are related to Ashanti, and Ashanti did not vote on tribal lines. Yes. Ashanti is the soul and spirit of the party. The party has spoken, and that is what will prevail on the 4th of November. We are so impressed and overwhelmed. If the person from the north enjoys the homeboy effect, they have no business in the other regions. It is a fact.
Nana Afriyie wants all other candidates to throw their support for Dr. Bawumia to avoid wasting time on November 4th.
Ashanti has demonstrated its support for Bawumia. He is going to win. So looking at 3 months of 6 months into 2024, for me, there must be a consensus. Yeah. It's not hard feeling. The people of Ashanti has rejected tribalism. And if you are going to vote, you have to enjoy home state, homeboy effect. Yes. There's no waste of time on the 4th of November. We have to come together and support him, because whatever they do, he's going to win again, and it will reflect across the regions. There's no need to fight on this.
Delegates from the Aswanse constituency have also appealed to other contestants to endorse Dr. Bawumia as flag bearer of the NPP to fast-track his campaign into the 2024 general election.
It's an appeal to the rest of the contestants. NPP is a very democratic party. When we go to November 4th, inshallah, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is going to emerge victorious. But in order to avoid the waste of time and resources, I'm appealing to the rest of the other contestants to rally behind him so that we can start our campaign as early as possible, because 2024 election is not an easy task.
The party need to sit down and discuss and understand. They can talk to them, and then they should also temper mercy with justice and spare the party so that we'll not go in and waste a lot of energy, a lot of resources. We'll go and destroy ourselves, character assassination, politics of attack, just to score political points. This is clear evidence.
Reporting for Joy News, Nana Boachitankwe Yadom, Kumasi.
Now, the party's disciplinary committee, headed by the Roads and Highways Minister Akwesi Amwakwata, is set to get busy. 5 individuals, including presidential aspirant Kennedy Ejapon, are expected to appear before the committee to answer questions for misconducting themselves during the just ended Super Delegate Conference. Director of Elections with the NPP, Evans Demako, says the guidelines set out by the party before the Congress provide enough grounds to sanction those in breach.
To meet today, discuss the whole exercise of Saturday and come up with that report.
Now, for the 4 persons plus Canada, Japan, who have been referred to the disciplinary committee, when are they expected to appear before the committee?
Well, the party put together guidelines aside the rules and regulations to ensure compliance, to ensure free, fair, and transparent conduct of the whole exercise. The party also put together the Code of Conduct Committee, and at all times, any party person who felt aggrieved had the platform to submit his or her concern. Well, in the midst of elections, some levels of disagreement may occur. The onus is still on the individual to submit appropriate petitions for consideration. What the party for, the party is ready to go into it and find amicable solutions. And it is the reason why the General Secretary is extending an invitation to these gentlemen to appear before the disciplinary committee for further investigation.
Well, even before the committee begins sitting, the youth organizer of the new patriotic party in Ashanti region, Raphael Safo Patrick, has denied report of showing his ballot and casting his vote during the just ended Super Delegate Conference. The alleged action, which is in contradiction of electoral laws, resulted in misunderstandings at the election grounds, as many called for the nullification of the ballot. Raphael Safo has since been invited by the party hierarchy as they investigate mishaps of the election. Nanaya Ojima has more in the following report.
The Ashanti Regional Youth Organizer is one of the 5 persons who have been invited by the NPP leadership for breach of electoral rules. On Saturday, Mr. Safo Patrick, sporting a white shirt in casting his ballot, raised his sheet in the air to the public. Officials of the EC moved in to stop him from putting it in the ballot box, citing breach of secrecy code of election. This led to a prolonged misunderstanding as Mr. Safo and some persons observed the ballot paper, which was folded, did not reveal the ballot cast. It was subsequently agreed the ballot is set aside. Raphael Safo Patrick, a day after the incident, released a statement supporting his stance. It reads,
"Respectfully ignore the fake reportage. Raf didn't show any open ballot vote as being reported. This is a folded ballot paper ready to be dropped into the ballot box. It was a long ballot paper containing 10 aspirants folded, ready to be dropped into the ballot box. This is the evidence of what actually happened as captured by the cameras of the media."
Mr. Safo has openly declared support and massively campaigned for Dr. Bawumia. Joy News engagement with supporters of the NPP revealed they are divided over the action. Here is Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Oseiche Mensah Bonsu.
I wasn't here, so I'm not able to really comment on that. The fact that the person shows his ballot may amount to no breach, right?
But the EC said it's a breach too.
No, I'm saying if a person shows his ballot, what is the ballot? The ballot is the paper on which you thumbprint and vote, right? If I show my ballot, what's the breach? So merely showing a ballot may not amount to anything.
What if you
but But if you cast it and show it, it may not amount to a breach. Maybe if you cast it, depending on the rules, and show where you voted, that may be trying to influence others, right? That may be a breach. I'm saying that I don't want to comment on it because I'm not here. I don't know exactly how it happened.
Ashanti Regional NPP Chair Bernard Enchibo-Siako shared some interesting thoughts. Judas Iscariot was one of Jesus' disciples, but he sinned.
What I say, you see, the decision making, it takes, few seconds to make a decision to say obetima dream say yeah na say nye to ono or dream say will be betima gina dia na so be or try yeah the way it's not a crime
to him. He only wanted to show allegiance. Meanwhile, others believe the move by Mr. Safo should not be encouraged. Efia Kranchewa wants appropriate disciplinary action meted to him.
Because the moment that he showed the ballot paper, it's against the rule. Fine, whether he showed who he voted for or not, the rule says don't raise it. Just vote, fold it, and put it in the ballot paper. But here is the case, a whole youth organizer who, you should set a good example to the youth, because the act that he did is very childish, and to me, it's very shameful.
Results declared by the Electoral Commission show 118 votes cast out of the 119 eligible delegates. MP for Achimanwa Major South, Emmanuel Anshe, was exempted for showing up late at the polling station. For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima reporting.
Now, former regional chairman of the NPP, Bugri Nabo, has confirmed he was the one with two other police in the leak tape in a plot to remove the IGP. Mr. Nabo made this revelation at a committee set up by Parliament to investigate the tape. We'll now take you to Parliament to listen to excerpt of what he's been saying.
So, kindly turn off your microphone. So, with this information at the back of your mind, if somebody says you have to change an IGP before elections outcomes are favorable to your party, what view would you hold about that person?
Mr. Chairman, this one I can't tell much because it's the president's power. He appoint, he dismiss. And that was why when they came to tell me, I find it necessary to ensure that I listen to them and also carry their voice to the big man.
Let me take you further to page 17. No, 13 first. And on page 13 of the transcript, this is what transpired. You have one of the officers say to you, and I suppose he was referring to the IGP. He says, I don't know, I called him, I told him that I'm here. Well, don't know that part. My fear that the elections, how this man is going to help us. He can't help us. I'm quoting. He won't. He wants to make sure that everything is fair. Do this. Alhaji, we don't go to elections like that too. And then you said no. Then he repeated, we don't do elections like that at all. Then you said no again. Alaji, is there something wrong when an officer, the police, act fairly to all parties in election situations? They hold the balance. If Mr. A acts in a manner that is contrary to the law, they arrest. It doesn't matter what your political color is. If it's NDC, you flout the law, they arrest. If it's NPP, you flout the law, they arrest. Such fairness, is that not what is expected of our police? You'd agree? Yes. Let me do my last questions. And here. One of the speakers also told you something which is quite alarming. Page 17. And here, the speaker said to you, Chief, that we should have selected some of our own people to go there so that we work with the party. They go over there, then they know how to do things. Here, I mean, it's clear. He was saying that the IGP had sent persons who were not party people to the elections at Asin, and that he ought to have sent party people so that they work together with party. Which of the officers said this? Do you know his name? Was it Asare or Mensa, COP Mensa?
I suspect any of them could have said. I heard it. That one is true. But I don't know who he exactly say now. But they said it. They said he sent only NDC people. All the commissioners who were there were NDC. None of our people were there. And he makes sure he sees our people their guns. And also arrest some of them. And there was tension in our strong area.
Chief, as a seasoned politician, former regional chairman, close confidant to the president,
No, Vice, he's not said so.
Oh, that is a confidant?
Yes, of
the president.
Yes. Please.
Very well. Well, very well. Well, but he's a seasoned politician.
Yes, he
is. I know him. He's forgotten about me. I've acted as lawyer for him before in the past. Yes.
That's why.
Now he remembers.
My chiefs are angry with you.
Chief, for asking my former client questions.
No, that initially.
Me on the radio yesterday.
Yes. So let me tell you this a simple complaint. See, to be very fair to him, Chief, I never knew that you have been Nance King. Yeah, but he is telling me that you know. So you should have prompted the committee that let's address him as chief. Yeah, Chief. That's the only problem. Yeah.
Chief, accept my apologies. I apologize
for everybody.
Yes, I should have made the disclosures much earlier. Yes, but Chief. Oh, I mean, I did the pro bono case for him. It's my father, you know. At the time, you know, he and the late Ndebu were very close, so I represented him upon the instructions of the late Honorable Ndebugri.
Yes.
Chief, as a very seasoned politician and all that, the question is here. When you heard from the officers that the commissioners who had been deployed by the IGP to Asin were NDC, did you do some consultations to establish the truth or otherwise of what the officers have told you? Remember you said a while ago that you, on some occasion, had reason to confer with a member of the police council to substantiate certain things.
Some names I could have, some names I know they are not NDC. Some too I cannot talk. I don't know their background or their politics.
But Chief, to conclude, given the
Now, away from Parliament, Vice Chancellor of the University of Energy and Natural Resources, Professor Elvis Asare-Bediako, is advocating a change in mindset and culture among Africans to encourage innovations to drive a sustainable development agenda. Speaking at a science conference in Sunyani, Professor Asare-Bediako said the act of frustrating and tagging people as evil when they dare to move away from the norm, especially in science and technology, should end, else Africa will continue to play second fiddle to the advanced countries. Precious Semevo has more.
The maiden International Science Conference by the School of Sciences of the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani was under the theme Advancing Sustainable Futures Through Science, Technology and Health Innovations, the Role of the African Scientist. The conference brought together over 300 participants, including students from across the world, to share ideas and research in the era of technology to influence development. Professor Samuel Fosu Jesse is the Dean of the School of Sciences.
Over the years, academia have been accused that we conduct all imperative research, but when we are done, they go nowhere. So the idea is that because this conference is going global, bits and pieces of reports and presentation that will be picked up there will be applied by people from different categories of research cadre. So at the conference, we are expecting that the research output that we have gathered, we will share and we take input from colleagues.
Professor Akbar Said of Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada told Joy News that African scientists have to partner with African entrepreneurs to promote their innovations and make them sustainable to solve African problems.
We're innovating within the African context, so bringing solutions to African problems, as opposed to relying on others outside of Africa to bring those solutions. So what I would say is that bringing those solutions and innovations, but at the same time partnering with others, especially African entrepreneurs, to promote those innovations and make them more sustainable. Right? So sustaining innovation is all about partner engagement and making those innovations something that are inclusive, and working with communities and working with stakeholders to try to bring those solutions to the people. But the people have to be involved as well.
In his address, the Vice Chancellor of UNE, Professor Elvis Asare-Bediako, expressed worry about behaviors that discourages innovations and the desire to act differently in Africa. He called for a change in mindset to inspire people to dare to improve situations.
A new person going to join a new institution and you want to bring a new idea. Instead of being receptive to new ideas, hey, that is how it is done. You understand? This concept is really not helping, because there's some people, when it happens like that, whatever idea that they have, it's being suppressed. They will not even come out. Some are even fear for their life. So if people are not encouraged to do more, how can the nation develop? If you go to an area full of professors, the same thing is there. So even it tells you that the education is not even changing our perception. So it means that something must be done. Other than that, we won't get anywhere.
Precious Semevo, Joy News, Sunyani.
We take a short break. We'll return with business.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Amishadai Osuamwa, is appealing to taxpayers to be transparent in their tax obligations in order to qualify for some refund at the end of the year. According to him, many people qualify for annual refunds of a percentage on their tax payments, but unable to reclaim due to the inability to file the right taxes. He explains.
Tax refund is very, very effective, and many institutions and enterprises are constantly getting refunds in millions. The challenge we have is for people understanding that refund comes from filing. So if you are not filing, then you are not be able to know that you have overpaid or you are underpaid. And therefore, that is why I'm saying that the mandatory filing and mandatory filing of all taxes is very, very important. Because it is true that, take for example the individuals, many of us, our companies deduct our PAYE, and we don't file, we don't indicate that we have aged parents, which gives you a relief. You have a relief that you get if you have children in school, we don't indicate it, and therefore you that have two aged parents alive, you are paying the same tax as the one whose parents, for me to say has passed away. But under normal circumstances, if you are taking care of aged parents, there are reliefs that you must get. But if you don't file, there's no way of me knowing that your parents are alive and you are taking care.
This relief is really working in Ghana.
If you file, you will get the reliefs. I sign almost every day money for, and the tax law allows that for every tax that we collect, 6% of the tax is set aside for refunds. And so that money is always accumulated there, 6% of every tax you pay. It's not sent to the consolidated fund, it's set into a refund account. It's available to refund to anybody who has a refund. So the important thing I want to carry across to Ghanaians is that take up the habit of filing your tax. If you file your tax, whatever refund that you need to get, you'll be able to get it from GRA.
Now, as part of efforts to offer diversity and value addition, advertising giant DDP Outdoor has rebranded to DDP. With a vision to create value for global brands, the company hopes to expand its operations to the African continent, offering cutting-edge advertising services to its clients. Here's more in this report.
Formerly known as DDP Outdoor, the leading advertising firm has rebranded to DDP with the tagline, "Expect more." The move is part of efforts to expand the operations of the company to serve diverse needs of clients and solidify their market dominance. The exercise, which coincided with the company's 50th anniversary, will see the introduction of various innovations tailored to ensure customer satisfaction. Speaking at a staff deba to commemorate its Jubilee anniversary, Chief Executive Officer of the group, Norbert Rufu, had this to say.
Over the past 50 years, we've been known for out-of-home advertising. But actually, when you look back in our history, you realize that at some point in time, we were doing a lot in terms of building exhibitions. We're doing a lot in terms of point-of-sale materials, but we have moved and innovated beyond that. And what we now see from the next coming years, we are going to do a lot in terms of in-store advertising. We are getting into below-the-line marketing. In other words, we are making DDP into a 360 advertising company. Our vision is to be the marketing communications experts, elevating brands and creating value for our stakeholders. So with that, we are not limiting it to Ghana, actually expanding it into Africa.
The board chair of the group, Nenia Ijebe, stated that the new birth of DDP will ensure excellence in innovation.
I think the whole tagline and the rebranding to expect more, I think we realize that yes, out of home, outdoor has a role to play in the media mix of big brands, but we also need to play in other spaces, below the line and elsewhere. So yeah, we're being open-minded about where to look next and want to continue to be an innovative company working with key brands in the country.
Nenia Ijebe eulogizes the founder of the group, the late Togbo Mensah.
He's a pioneer no question. He's the founding president of AAG. And yeah, I think he's well known. He was well known in the country and actually across the continent and even beyond. There's an international association of outdoor operators globally. DDP is a member, and Mr. T has been, a pioneer and a thought leader in our industry. Not even just in outdoor, but in all advertising spaces in Ghana. It's all about quality of service, timeliness, attention to detail, and excellence. As I mentioned in my speech, our founder was all about those values, and that's what we try to stay at.
And that's business. Sports is up next.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Showbiz here on Joy News. Now, season 3 of the much anticipated TV reality show on Joy Prime, Lucky Trip, is here. Celebrities get to pick up their fans randomly at vantage points to have close-up and fan-feel conversations with them. Buckle up. There's more in this report.
Hello.
Imagine your cherished idol becoming your personal chauffeur, driving you to your chosen destination. A distant dream for most, but Sacri Films is weaving this fantasy into reality, granting many the experience of a lifetime.
Hello. My name is Ajete Anand.
My name is Mr. Simons.
What's up, guys? This is Steve Black, the Ghana boy.
This is Ghana Man. My name is David Donto.
My name is Giovanni Caleb.
Hello, my name is Nasha Cole.
My name is Obian Ponsan.
Hey people, my name is Foster Romanus.
What's up, everybody? This is Trigmatic.
The third edition of the favorite celebrity ride show with Ghanaian celebrities dubbed Lucky Trip is back with more exciting and thrilling episodes. Managing Director of Sacri Films, Mensa Mauli, explained.
We wanted to bridge the gap between what we see on TV from the celebrities and what they really live, right? So we wanted to put them into a box, if I can call it like that, where they get to ask questions and then they get to get up close with their celebrities.
Celebrities get to pick up their fans randomly at vantage points to have close-up and fun-filled conversations with them.
Yes, I mean, if Pusha is driving, I'm sure you go like, take a look at him. Oh, Jingma,
While on the trip, fans and influencers discuss health and behavioral issues as well as interventions.
Everyone is a doctor. Do you get what I mean? It's like, no, but for real though, like it's been raining a lot lately. So, I mean, she could be correct. Chances are it could be malaria.
Sacri Films is doing this with many partners. For the Ghana Health Service, the show is an innovative way to reach more people, especially the youth. Mabel Enim is Deputy Director of the Health Promotion Division at the Ghana Health Service.
Partnering with the Sacri Film makes it so fun. And when you look at the whole concept, it is learning through entertainment. As a service, it's a very good opportunity for us, and also targeting the youth. At the end of the day, it helps the service to achieve its target of getting people to uptake healthy behaviors.
Another key partner, Accelerating Social and Behavior Change Activity, hopes the discussions will influence others positively. Joshua Kweku Ofori is their chief of party.
So for us, this is key, and we believe to reach out to the youth. There's a need to entertain at the same time educate. The youth normally don't want to feel they are being lectured, but through entertainment, they pick up the message, and hopefully we change behaviors.
Away from Lucky Trip, it was a week-long festival that featured a meditative procession through the streets of Osu, screening of movies, displays of artwork, drama, and more. The climax of the 2023 edition of the Chalewati Street Arts Festival at the weekend saw thousands of Ghanaians troop to the Black Star Square and also to participate in the West Africa's biggest celebration of arts and culture. Maxwell Iwakba has more in this report.
It is close to midnight, and beneath the moonless African sky, thousands of festival goers are still gathered at iconic Black Star Square. The intoxicating rhythms of Amanziba Nadbru's high life music fill the air. King Ayusoba is on stage, adding a unique flavor to the musical concert.
If you can start it, people that love you, you go make them. People want to see you, brother. They can see you. The whole world, the whole world.
There were more performances after him.
Me sweetie, me mind yeah, me baby, me coming jolly, Tiaboloche, eh, wafe, suma jolly, bebo baba, suma jolly, kemebo baba, suma jolly, bebo baba, suma jolly,
And the festivities continue. Less than 100 meters away, Joy FM's DJ Black is on the turntables, treating patrons to some good music. Hosting alongside him is Lexus Bill. The two electrify the crowd.
Well, if you missed out on this year's Chalawati Street Arts Festival, you can join us probably next year, for a bit more thrilling edition. That'll be all for Showbiz here on Joy News Today. Over to you, Carlos.
Thank you so much, Becky. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. In a short while, we'll be taking you to the NPP headquarters for some updates on the meeting ongoing there. My name is Carlos Kaloni. Thank you so much for watching. Marketplace is up next.